Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be continuing on our FPS tutorials. And this video we're going to be adding a new weapon, Glock, and switch from the weapon AK and empty hands and our new weapon, Glock. So the first thing I want to show you is the new game assets. Let me introduce the new game asset here. So in this video, we would like to use this game assets in our game data folder, and I have import a bunch of animations about the Glock, and you can see I have added some new animations here, and its name is animation Glock 18, and I will choose some Glock 80, and you can see the Glock fire, the Glock, the arms idle with Glock. Oh, this is Glock fire animation, and this is arms idle with Glock, and this is the reloading, and this is the characters running, and this is work. And let's head over to the FPS data packer and go to the folder meshes and subfolders called weapons, and you can see there are lots of weapons here, and this SKMG80 is a weapon which will be used in this video. And let's open it to check it. And now you can see this is his skeleton tree, and now you can now you can play with it. Yes, when to fight, it will slide, and also you can see his magazine. Yeah, insert a drop. Okay, so they are perfectly to practice. So after we see the new game methods, let's just get started. Let's go back to our game data's blueprint and how to add a new weapon here. And in the last episode, we have a blueprint called weapon underscore AK, and this is a blueprint class, and we can do the same step. We just need to duplicate this blueprint and call it weapon Glock. Open it up and change its skeletal mesh. Replace it with name G80, and you can see the SKM underscore G80. Okay, open the viewport. Now you can see our Glock is in front of you, and just adjust the other component like the point light and the mesh. So let's first adjust the point light position. We just need to do a little change here. Approach to the gun is too close. Okay. See it's and next is the muzzle flash. Let's move it to the approach to the gun. Oh shit. I think this is perfect. Compile save. Then go back to our Henry_BP and double click to open it up. And as far as you can see in the event play and in the event begin play script with spawning our weapon AK here, and we can duplicate this action. Just copy this node here, Ctrl C and Ctrl V, and plug it into spawn actor weapon, and the class we choose weapon Glock. And we have a variable called the primary weapon, so our Glock will be our secondary weapon. So out of the return value and prompt to variable called secondary weapon. And we don't want both the weapon holding our hand, so when our hand is holding the weapon AK, we don't want to see the Glock in our hand, so we need build some script here. So when we we have spawned our weapon Glock here, and we need to make it unvisible. So come out of the second weapon and set visibility. And this will be our gun. Get gun here and plug it into here and set the boolean to false. Okay, compile and save. Okay, we have both spawned the actor, the weapon AK and the weapon block, but how we can switch them from the weapon AK to the weapon block to the empty hands? And what we are going to do is to add some event action. So let's go to the project settings and find the title called import here. Then we can just click the little plus icon to add 3 action, and the first one is hold AK and this will be the key one, and the second one is hold handgun, and this will be key 2. And third will be empty hand, and this will be the key 3. Okay, after we have done this, let's get back to our _BP. Then we find an empty place. Okay, here, right click and type in hand AK, not hand AK, hold AK, hold handgun, empty hands, sorry, empty hands. Okay, alright, let's do a little debug here. Print AK Control C and Control V, Glock, hands. Okay, compile, save, and go back to our level, hit play, and when we press hit 1, and you can see the AK, hit 2, you can see Glock, hit 3, you can see the hands. Okay, so next we're going to add to the script here. Let's delete the 3 node here. And how can we switch weapons with these 3 actions here? The first thing we need to make sure is the character is reloading a gun. So we need get is reloading, and if the condition is false, we can't switch the gun. So out of the result and connect to the branch here, then hook to the hold AK, hook to hold handgun, and then hook to the empty hands. And come out of the false condition here. If we hit 1 and it is not reloading, so we should hide the handgun and make the AK visible. So let's just grab the primary weapon here, get primary weapon, and get gun. Set visible. It's true. Then get the secondary weapon here. Oh, sorry. Get gun. Copy this node, Control C and Control V, and set condition is false, and plug it into the target and connect to the both node. Okay, select all of them and Control C and Control V, and if we hit the key 2, the logic is will be the opposite. So we will set the primary weapon not visible and set the Glock to visible. So come out to the false condition and connect to the visible node. And last, if we hit 3, the character will be no weapons in his hand. So select all the nodes, Ctrl C and Ctrl V here, and both the primary weapon and the secondary weapon are all can't be visibility. So the condition will be off to false, set to false. Alright. By the way, I'm going to add an integer variable called weapon type, and so 1 is for the primary weapon, and 2 is for the second weapon, and 3 is the third weapon. Obviously, 1 is AK, and 2 is our Glock, and 3 is empty hands, so that when we switch the weapon, I can know which is the character weapon here. Yes. So make a new variable called weapon type, and that will be the integer. Compile and save, and the weapon type, the default value will be 1. So when we first start play, the default weapon will be the AK. So grab it here and set weapon to number 1. If we switch to weapon AK and Ctrl C and Ctrl V, when we switch to our handgun, weapon type would be number 2. Of course, the empty hands will be the number 3. Compile and save. By the way, in our event begin play here, we need to set the weapon to 1. So when we first start play the game, it will be the AK. Compile save. Okay, let's go back to our level and hit play. And when we hit 1 and we hit 2, okay, this will be a little problem. Let's go back to our Hurricane scope BP. When we hit 1, if it is reloading force, oh, okay, sorry, we need to duplicate the branch node. Here we can't just use 1 here, so out of the is reloading condition and connect it to the branch condition, and if we press and plug it into branch and come out of force condition and plug into the set visible node and just duplicate here. We press number 3 and come out of the reloading condition if it is force. Okay, compile save. So if we hit 1 is our weapon AK, hit 2 is our weapon Glock, hit 3 will be our empty hands. And you don't see the weapon here because we don't add the animations here. So what we are going to do is to handle the Glocks and the empty hands animation. So find our blueprint in the game data folder and double click the animation scope BP, open it up, and you can see we have 2 animation state machine here. One is AK and the second is empty hands. So let's duplicate. Let's right click here and search state machine and set new state machine here. Call it Glock. Double click to open up. Then search Glock here. Okay, you can see all the animations for the Glock weapon here. Then out of entry and add state called idle. Open up. Drag the Glock animation underscore Glock 80 underscore idle here and connect to the outer port animation pulse and go back and state called work and drag the work animation here to plug into the output animation pulse. Then is the running state. Powder save. Glock here. And this is from the idle to work. So get is move. And from work to idle, it will be the opposite condition. So get is move and is move should connect to the not boolean. And walk to run. Grab running here. Get running. And do the grab running, get running, and not boolean. Okay, this is our Glock animation. It's quite simple here. And how to switch the animations here. In the last episode we use boolean variable called is armed, and in this video we are going to use variable called weapon type here. So first let's make a variable called weapon type, and that will be the integer type, and grab it here, right click, type in blend post by int, and select the node right click, add the band pin. So the post one is the AK, and the post 2 will be the Glock, and the post 3 is empty hands here, and the active child index hook to the weapon type, and then delete here, compile and save. Then we need to go to the event graph here and duplicate this node, get the weapon type from our _BP here, then grab the weapon type we just make in the animation blueprint class blueprint here, and set weapon type, and then hook up to the sequence here. Okay, compile and save. Okay, let's go back to the first person map here and just hit play, and when we hit 1 it will be our AK, hit 2 this will be the Glock, and hit 3 this will be our empty hands. Now you can see it works well, it's pretty good, but we can't see the weapon clock. So next thing, we are going to add the weapon to our hands, the weapon Glock. Okay, go back to our _BP blueprint class, and then go to the viewport and find its skeleton mesh here, and we would like to add a socket in the right hand. Okay, find the select the tree, the right hand with the right hand, foot spine here. Okay, the right hand, right click here and add socket. We call it Glock, and this socket that will be used to the this socket name which will be used in the function called attached to the component in the event begin play. So we can add a preview asset to adjust its position. Add the preview asset and type in GAD and you can see. Then the next we can set the preview control, use specific animation and set the clock idle on the first to pause the animation, and it will make a little bit more easier for us to adjust the Glock position to our hands. Okay, this detail in this detail panes and the relative location and the relative rotation, the values here, and I have adjust to fit the handgun in our hands, but you can also just use select and translate objects and the rotation tools here to adjust the position, the Glock's position in your hands, and because I want to save the time, so I just import the values I have tested before. So save. And then go back to our _BP, and in the event graph we find the event begin play node here, and we need to attach act to the component after we spawn the actor. So attach component, and grab our first person mesh here, and plug and out of the second weapon and plug it into the target here, and the socket name will be the Glock we just made, and then set visibility to force. Grab the second weapon here and then connect it to it. Okay, let's do a little test here. And then when we hit 2, now you can see the Glock in our hands, and the position is good. And number 3 is our empty hands. Number 1 is our AK. Number 2 is our Glock, and number 3 is empty hands. Now, well, to sum up, we created a new weapon blueprint called weapon Glock, and we added the Glock static mesh, muzzle flash, and point light in there. Then in the Henry_BP blueprint, we created a second weapon variable and the script for switch weapons. And in the animation blueprint, we add the animation of the weapon Glock. As well, we make a variable called weapon type in both Henry_BP and the animation blueprint. To know which the character weapon it is simple. So in the next video, we will continue to develop this part of the function and realize the shooting and reloading of the Glock. So see you next time. Goodbye.